Okay, tubes, here's the deal. My grandson needed to replace this hinge on his 2003 convertible, and we've never done one of these before. However, we took one out of a junkyard car. There's 3 bolts that hold. Just want to go over the connectors for a latch on a working door. There was a lot of commotion during the filming of that video, and it helps to have an actual car with the parts so we can actually see it. And you can see that latch in there. And there are 4 physical attachments and 2 connectors, and it's held to the door with 3 T27 bolts. So let's go over those 4. All right. There's one connector that is held with some threaded rod. That is this guy. There's another connector that is just done with a piece of rod that's bent in like a U shape, and that guy goes to the key lock. And that's the one that's easy to miss when you're taking it out or putting it in. So it's one of the first things you do is hang it on that key lock. And so once you got the key lock one, I think I got my key here so I can demonstrate what that looks like. Oh, and that only figures. This is a project car that I got, and this is the right key for the ignition. Yep. But it doesn't work in my door. Good to know. All right, anyways, that is this guy. I'm gonna wiggle it with my finger, I think. It's back in behind the latch assembly. So when you take it out, you have to undo the hook. And when you put it back in, you've got to do the same thing. You've got to hook the whole assembly on that key latch. So that one's just hanging on it. It's just sort of hanging in a hole. And when you turn the key, it goes up and down. This one here is a weird one. You've got a little thumb latch. You'll see me in the video pop that thumb latch off and then turn it, and you can just slide this guy out. And this hole is really important. This hole right here. Don't put it through this. Put it through this. My grandson and I made that mistake, and that's why my video is chopped up. Then there's this cable one. I show how to undo that in the video. So when you're taking the latch out, you have to kind of unhook it off the key latch one. You have to pop loose the one for the door handle, that one. You have to undo this thumb one. So there's like 3 that you undo, and then you leave this cable one attached still. And then once you've done that and you've undone your 3 bolts, you can move it to about here and you can undo the connectors a whole lot easier. And once you've undone the connectors, you can take the whole thing out. It comes out through this hole right here. And so there's 4 physical, 2 wiring ones that I show in the video. And then of course you've got your 3 T27 Torx right here, which you're gonna undo first. Didn't find a lot of YouTube help on this one, so we're filming it. So we're gonna give this a shot. And I'm just gonna set you guys, because this part of it was the hardest part, if I remember correctly, was getting it out of the door. So once those 3 bolts are undone, these are T27 Torx. Okay? Once you've undone the T27s, the unit is in there. You know what, Bub? I think the window up is going to help us. So let's get that window up. If I remember right, the one in the junkyard had the window up, didn't it? You have to pull the door skin, and this video is not about pulling the door skin. It's really about... Yes, that definitely helps. All right. There's also a cable hooked up to it. So there's really 3 hookups, 2 wires, 3 bolts. And this you can undo once it's out of the car. But it helps to undo the wiring first, from my experience of it. I'm not an expert. I just play one on YouTube. Sunglasses aren't gonna help. My readers just might. All right, so there's 2 wires. You wanna get that camera in here a little bit. You can see one of them's here. And you pull down on this tab and it should come off the back. And it was wanting to, but of course, like all these connectors, they haven't been undone in eons, so you don't want to break anything. And it might be good to use a flat for this, not a Phillips. So can you find me a flat? All right. So this thing has to clear and then it comes off. That's one, okay? Now the other one, of course, is a completely different style. At the Boneyard, I had a hell of a time with this one. I think similar fashion, and they're both off. So this one has a little hickey down here that you pull down, and then there's some contact stuff on this one. One of them's the door lock, and the other one, I don't remember. Okay, so now we're down to these, the door handle itself, and this hickey here, which I think can come out with the door if you're careful, but I'll show you a way to get that done. Bring the camera and look in this way, all right? This right here, this connector pops off like that. Okay, and once it pops off, the thing comes loose, just like that. And once that's loose, that's your door handle, okay? Get that out of the way. The whole unit then is being held in by this cable and by this, which this one also pops off, but it's a different kind of pop off. All right, keep the camera looking in here. There we go. So that goes like that, and then this guy comes out just like that. Okay, and finally, we just have this guy. Oops, that I did not want to do. Got a spare one on the other car. And out. Well, I thought it was out. Thing's hanging onto the hickey somehow. Thought I had it loose, Tim. What's it doing? I think it caught the thing somewhere. It did. Never mind. It's loose. All right. So before we go too far, get our other part. This part we got from a pull apart. It cost us about 15 bucks. Make sure it's the same part. Sure looks the same, okay? And the final piece of this is this cable for the door pull, okay? And the cable, after you've popped this part off, okay, is held in from the side. Literally, you can just pop it loose. Just did this at the Boneyard. Okay. Once you popped it loose, you can get this cable out. Just a little bit of action, okay? And I'm going to take my other part, and while I've got the orientation the same, I'm going to come in and do the same thing I just did, but I'm going to get this I'd like to think I am. Can you see what I'm doing wrong, Bob? Oh, never mind. There we are. Just so you use your thumb to depress this and get it down, and then once that's hooked in behind that, you just pop this back in. No, I'd like to think there it goes. All right, that's back. And we need to pop our door hickey in, which I can tell there's an adjustment for that. We can get this wrong. Probably we can do that after the fact. So this thing snakes around and grabs it. It's just a friction lock. Our 2 wiring things, we're gonna put those back, but before we do that, we need to get this part hooked on the door lock, okay? This is the thing that locks the thing, okay? So we had everything right, except we had this coming through this hole instead of here, which was a mistake. It bound up everything. It didn't want to go together. So the procedure here, make sure that's in the right spot, and then put your 3 bolts back in here. Can you get one of them in? They go in real easy now, don't they?
Yeah.
You want to use the ratchet? Is it tighting?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can do the door handle after the latch is mounted. And the reason that you do that is to get that distance to the door handle activation correct, which it's just threaded. It's an interesting mechanism. Oops, you dropped it. You have to find it. It's not easy to find. You're in. Yeah, you need to change the ratchet. There you go. Don't tighten it all the way. Do the other 2 and then tighten that one the final. So what happened to destroy this? Maybe a little too much force. We wore out the hinges on this door, and then coming in, you can even see the damage to the body a little bit. Coming into the car, eventually it damaged the hinge. And Bobby's been driving around with a ratchet strap holding his door together, which is made for some seriously entertaining Dukes of Hazzard situations. Somebody's lawnmower isn't running very good. You need to get the muffler on that lawnmower tested and make sure it's right. Okay. These are about 2.5 Ugga-Duggas tight. There's probably a torque spec for these. You can tell our lock mechanism works without a problem. And we also can tell this is working, okay? So finally, shine your flashlight in here. And let's get this last hookup part. Well, I guess it's already there. Never mind. What I was showing before was, if you undo this, you can leave this last after you've mounted the hinge, this one that the door handle activates. The key latch is correctly hooked up. Yeah, let's make sure. Yes. All right, let's do a full test though. The door's unlocked. Let's just swing that thing shut. Make sure it latches properly. So, door latches, doesn't come open. That opens, okay. Close it. Try and open it. Okay, reach in over the top and let's use the, to open it from there, which, well, that's not what I was thinking. Try and pull the door handle. Hey, just like factory. What the heck? Okay. This is what we wanted. All right, so $13 at pull apart, as opposed to, who knows how much a dealer would charge you to fix this. I don't know, it's probably $1,000 these days. Let's go over it quickly while we have it in our memory, okay? There are 2 wiring connectors and 4 attachment points. One of them is this. One of them is the door handle. One of them is this door handle. And one of them is the key lock. Each of those is done a separate way. We have the old hinge here so we can go over them. The one for the door lock, this guy, you pop this loose with your fingers and then you can just pop it out of here. This one here that hooks up to the door handle, you can use your thumb and pop it loose. And it's just threads held in with those ridges. You can pop the whole thing out. The one that's holding the key latch on is probably the most elusive. It is a simple, ow, that bit me. Up and down mechanism here. So, see? And so there's 1, 2, oh, and this cable. The cable, once you've got it out of the car, you can just undo the cable really, really easily. And that's done by popping it out of this and then just carefully snaking the round ball hickey out of this by pulling this back down with your thumb. And the 2 connectors are simple friction connectors with terminal positive assurance that you pry up carefully with a screwdriver so you don't break them and snap them off. The only other thing I'd add is there's this piece here which goes over the top of our whole assembly. And hopefully I can do it without looking at it because I can't see jack up there. But I can feel it, and I think I got it in one try. And that covers it from water from the top, I believe. And we're done. So tubes, that's how that's done. Hope this video helps somebody. A bunch of other videos that you guys have posted have helped me, and I'm just trying to return the favor. So thanks.